Now, the South African Association of Ship Operations and Agents says that any protracted industrial action by Transnet employees could see planned shutdowns and a scale down in productivity, which will be detrimental to the country's economy. Let's discuss this now with the association CEO, Peter Besnard. Mr. Besnard, good afternoon. Welcome to Today on eNCA. Thank you very much for your time. What's the current impact of the ongoing strike at Transnet in terms of ship operations, for example? Are ships being able to dock? Are they able to operate and offload and pick up staff? Mr. Besnard, I think you've muted your mic. Would you mind just unmuting your mic so we can hear you?
My apology. Yeah.
There you go.
The marine service is operating. That's the tugs, pilots, berthing gangs, etc. And Maiden Wharf, there are a lot of private terminals operating, and they have 100% capacity. And they are ticking over. So yes, ships are coming in and going from the bulk areas and other commodities that are handled in that precinct. But as far as container vessels, the container staff at DCT, and of course at UPO1 are minimal, and it's barely ticking over. So it's a major problem.
It's a major problem. So if you had to give us a number, is it 50% operational? Is it, what's the level of the operational?
Well, I think it's probably, you're probably looking about, I would say about 20%, because there's not many people at work.
So
the other sectors of the port.
Yeah, so 80% of the operations in terms of shipping have been affected.
Yes, it's seriously affected. We had a strike in 2010 that lasted 17 days. Everybody said it wouldn't happen, and it lingered on for 17 days, and it took about 7 months to recover fully. And we fear that if something's not resolved quickly, it will happen again, and we're in a worse situation. We've got fruit exports. There's so many millions of rands worth of goods that are on the water now, making their way to the respective South African ports for the Christmas and peak season that might not reach the stores. I'm just
trying to count. I mean, this current strike started last week, so we are this is going into the second week. And you are saying that a few years ago, it lasted for 17 days, and it caused a lot of economic harm, and it took 7 months to recover. I interviewed one of the unions involved earlier, Mr. Besnard, after 2 o'clock from Saasoa. They say the current conciliation talks at CCMA have collapsed. They are now calling on the President of the Republic, Ramaphosa, to intervene, and the Minister of Public Enterprises. But they are saying their strike will not stop. So the longer it goes, do you think the damage will be worse than it was a few years ago?
Without a doubt. There's, the ships that are coming in a lot have raw materials for companies to manufacture goods. There's the auto industry. We have 2 massive plants that are waiting for spares that are to build new vehicles. There's so much that will be affected by the work stoppage, and the longer the strike goes on, yes, the picture dims even more.
Yeah, I guess the important part as well to make is you're looking at the shipping and the impact, but downstream is going to affect other operations, because many people, as you say, depend on the goods that are supposed to be arriving at the ports, and others depend on the goods that are supposed to be exported.
That's exactly correct. We have had the situation where we normally work 3 car carriers at a time. They're down to 1, with two gangs virtually working the vessel, but only until 1800 in the evening. and then it ceases. So it's affected all around, and the sooner we can get back to normal, the better.
Yeah. Which of the ports are worst affected? I mean, from your information, in terms of the shipping side of operations.
Well, Durban handles 60% literally of South Africa's throughput, followed by Cape Town and Nocha. They're all, very important cogs in the wheel. So, if shipping is affected in one port, it'll compound at the others because there's a build-up of ships, that have missed their slots. And the queuing starts, and that's what where schedules are seriously affected. You might get ships that are going to bypass. It depends on the owners and the principals whether they remain or they go back or try and discharge cargo elsewhere.
Yeah, and Durban, 60% of our shipping operations, followed by Cape Town and then Kucha and the like. So I know you are an association, you're not a trade union. One of the unions is appealing for government intervention. What's your sense? What's your view?
Well, to be honest with you, we did send a letter from Saasoa, SAF, the fellow association, South African Association of Freight Forwarders, and a number of exporters signed or put their names to the letter rather. That was about 2 weeks ago, and we unfortunately didn't get a response. But this has been lingering on for about 2 months now, and I think everybody knew what the resultant outcome would be if it wasn't resolved. And unfortunately, it's got to that stage where time is minimal, and we're fast approaching the Christmas season, with, as I said, with millions of rands worth of goods on the water that may not reach the shelves of the respective stores countrywide.
Thank you very much for your time, Mr. Peter Besnard. He's the CEO of the Shipping Association, the South African Association of Ship Operations and Agents, Saasoa. The situation is not looking good at this stage in terms of this ongoing strike and its impact on the economy.